Another edition of Johnny Davis Live. We're here on this July 12th, 2024. What a great time to be alive, right? Hey guys, we're going to have a lot of fun here today. Have several guests waiting in the lobby. And we want to talk about, some fun stuff. We have the IKF World Classic that's coming up here in a couple of weeks. Oh my goodness. That is going to be an awesome event. And we have some of the contenders that's going to be fighting for world titles here. IKF World titles, of course, and 7 rounds. Oh my God, it's so exciting. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think people are going to really see something different for our sport, and I hope that the community will come out and support this event like I think they should, of course. As you see on the screen there, I'll be talking with our CEO, Miss Toni Fossum. Will be on today chatting with us a little bit. And then we'll be talking with, just some contenders. Because the reason why I'm scared to say, Anthony, excuse me, who's I think is Anthony's last name, one of them, it's just absolutely just kind of, it just beats me up. So he's going to fix this for me, today so we can get the pronunciation of that name correct. I know he's going to beat up on me. So we have Mr. Gianni on as well, and his trainer. We are going to be chatting with them as well. So it's going to be a fun day. Hope you guys will join in the conversation. Should be a lot of fun. Really quick, though, I want to talk about what's coming up in the fall here. We have our IKF Fall Classic. Obviously, I always have to talk about registration for that event. It's actually going to start on July the 19th at ikffightplatform.com. The event is going to be the 25th through the 27th. We're going to have a great time at Harrah's Casino, guys, in Cherokee, North Carolina. So if you want to come to a great event, we have some super fights, we have some certified title fights, and a ton of East Coast Classic titles that's going to be happening on that event. October 25th to the 27th. Registration starts on next Friday, right, at ikffightplatform.com. Hope you guys will definitely plan to attend that event. Now, what's coming up, obviously, in a couple of weeks is the IKF World Classic. IKF World Classic is a great event, and I think that, obviously Tony's going to talk a lot about that, but we're at capacity now. I'm getting ready to shut down the registration here shortly. We just have more fights than what we can do in 2 days. We have 2 rings going on. It's going to be a lot of great fight, a lot of great action, men, women, and juniors competing for nice championship belts. You'll be able to get tickets if you live in that area or traveling to that area at ikffightplatform.com. They're available now. You can also see it live, each one of the rings separate on pay-per-view at akplive.com. Along with that, we have 2 world title fights, 2 7-round world title fights. So it's also going to be a big part of that event as well. All right, so guys, but without any further ado, I think that we're going to go ahead and get right into the show here. We have these interviews that just waiting to jump on board here and have a chat with us. And first, there's none other than the one and the only, our CEO, Miss Toni Fossum. How are you, Toni?
Hey, Johnny, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, Toni. So great to have you on. You and I chat like every day for something.
Every day.
we have something going on all the time, but I'm just so glad that you're on today. Took a little time out for us and all, and kind of update people on, kind of what's going on, Now listen, okay, so we're gonna get right into it, right? I gotta ask, and not to put to be a Johnny Downer right away, but how has it been in the transition? Since Steve left us, it's right at a year and a half, 2 years ago. How's that been for you?
So, Johnny, there have been 2 sides to this whole thing. So, I'm going to start really briefly with maybe some of the more down sides of it or negative things, because there's so much more positive, right? So I'm not going to focus a lot on the downside, but I will say up until 2 years ago, I had never, ever experienced any sort of gender bias, okay? Always had been received very positively. Right. However, I will say the last couple of years have been pretty eye-opening. Stepping into a so-called man's world, and male-dominated sport as a female. And in the beginning, I know that I was just viewed as, I'm just the wife. She's just the wife.
Right.
That won't last long, right?
Right. Right.
But I will say that being just the wife, I was just the wife for, 20 to 22 years in this office
Right.
and in the background in the sport. So I got all the inside talk and knew the inside scoop on everybody, everything,
Yeah.
policies, things like that. So
Yeah.
um, there are some people that still to this day will try to talk over me, talk around me, try to intimidate me,
Yeah.
probably just because they feel like I really don't belong. Okay,
Sure.
but that only makes me want to try harder. Okay,
Right.
I think you and I are alike in that way, right?
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
adversity comes our way, we're going to find a way
Exactly.
around it. And I think
Right.
a lot of these things that have happened over the last couple of years, because we have had some trials, right,
Right.
over the last couple of years. And I think a lot of people looked at that as like, oh, those are setbacks. But to me, I'm like, no, those are set ups for
Yeah.
something greater and something better and something
Right.
bigger. And that's
Right.
what we're on track for now. And the positive side has been that I, myself and Fallon, my daughter, we have acquired a whole nother family now.
Right.
We knew some of the officials and we're close to some of the trainers and a few of the fighters, but nothing like we are now. I mean, our world has just opened up to so
Right.
many more people, and the support of people like you, people of our officials and trainers and fighters here in California has really been amazing. I think stepping into an organization that has been at the top for so long, you're always going to have your haters and you're always going to have people who try to bring you down, right?
Right.
We've
Right.
all experienced that. Just like if you're a world champion fighter, you're always going to have somebody that's going to want to come take that title away from you,
Right.
right? So,
Right.
so there's always going to be adversity, but I will say that I'm actually extremely grateful for the people who have stepped up. I think everybody, with the exception of one or two people, have stayed in the organization.
Right.
Their loyalty has just shined through, and I'm just so grateful and so thankful for that. And it's been a real growing process for Fallon and I, and
Yeah.
being able to focus on carrying on this legacy for Steve has been helpful in us trying to get through and overcome this time period in our lives. So
Well, I personally think you've done a fantastic job. I mean, I know you personally. Obviously, you're smart, intelligent, sharp, and all. And it's a pleasure working with you.
thank
Trying
you.
to continue to grow and stabilize first, and then now growing the organization. I think Steve would be very proud.
Thank
Of
you.
you
And
and
I can say
Fallon.
the same for you,
Yeah,
Johnny. Your support has really been tremendous, really.
well, thank you. Well, don't get me emotional right now because I
Okay,
need to
I
finish
won't.
the show. I had everything.
Okay.
So, hey, people don't know Tony and I, we've cried so much on these calls. It's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
we're not going to do that today. We're going to move it forward because we're both passionate about making it happen. Tell me about what does it mean to you to keep the World Classic tournament alive?
So the World Classic was Steve's baby. We all know this, right? So that in itself is just motivation enough for us to just want to continue, not only to keep it going, but to make it thrive, make it bigger, make it better, introduce it to more people. And this year is just so exciting, not only because it's our inaugural year in Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. Everybody's so excited about going to Vegas, but this is actually our 25th anniversary tournament,
Yes,
which
indeed.
speaks for itself, really. Johnny,
Right,
I mean, anybody can put on a tournament. Anybody can throw an event and have fighters show up and it would be somewhat successful, right? A
right,
lot of people can do that.
right,
But to be able to say that you've had an event running for 25 years is a testament to the support that we have in IKF with our fighters and our trainers and our officials. And I know that you, as well as myself, are just so appreciative of that support and that loyalty. And honestly, I think what makes our tournament a little bit different, it's not just a tournament. Every single year when we go back to this tournament, it's more like a family reunion, to be
right,
honest. and we're
Right.
just introducing new members to the IKF family, right?
Right.
But
Right.
so many people have said that to me year after year after year. It's just like a huge reunion. People come back. The camaraderie there is amazing. I mean, everyone's there to fight and they're there to win,
Yeah.
but the camaraderie is what's so impressive, and the support and the different countries that come in and the fighters from all different states that maybe only see each other at the tournament. And
For
so
sure.
to me, it really is more like a reunion. So
Right.
it's
Right.
I'm really excited that it's the 25th year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great time, great time. Break down in a few minutes here some of the things that people can look forward to for the World Classic this year.
Well, as you alluded to earlier, we've got those two certified world title fights coming up, and I know those are going to be amazing because the four contenders that we have for those are just incredible athletes, um, really above par. They're stand-up guys, you know, both in and out of the ring, which of course to us here at the IKF is important, right? Because we want them to be champions in and out of the ring. So I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to those bouts. One of the things that I am most proud of, I will say, is one of the things we're known for, I guess, are the awards, right? The title belts that we give, the
Mm,
awards are always amazing. So I am super excited about this year's belts because we have a special 25-year anniversary edition belt coming out that
right.
my daughter and I designed. So can't
Right.
wait to show that to everybody.
People don't understand. Listen, and I'm biased as heck. I'll tell you that right now, But Steve and I, we always used to have a conversation about. And actually, no, I'm lying. I'm not telling the truth right now. Steve and I used to argue, right,
Right?
about the belts, and I'm telling you why. Because I've always said to Steve, those belts are too nice. I'm like, where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? And what you're doing this year, you're upgrading it even more, right? And and it's going to look similar to that, but no, very probably that much better. And all, and so that's an argument that he and I just continue to have and everything. But I know that, like I said, you are the one that do the designs on those and all that. And so I know it's going to be a step up. Talk about why is it important for spectators and all that before we close out here to come and where they can get tickets from and also see it live on pay-per-view.
Well, you know, some of the highlights of the tournament that I think spectators would be excited about is, first of all, that we have fighters coming from all different states. We even have fighters coming from different countries. So you're going to get to see a vast array of talent and styles. Okay, of kickboxing and Muay Thai. Different people train differently. There are various techniques and styles that you may not see in your own hometown. When you're coming here and everybody is gathering from across the world, you're going to see all kinds of fighters. We have an outstanding number of registrations. So this is not just going to be your normal fight night or even your normal tournament. I mean, we have 3 solid packed shows. We have
Yeah.
officials coming from all different states. One thing that I have noticed is that our tournament has always been really strong in novice and C class because a lot of trainers want their fighters to get their feet wet, so to speak, or have their first tournament introduction be at the IKF World Classic because it's always
Right.
such a positive experience for them. But
Right.
I was looking at the numbers, and this year compared to last year, for A class and B class fighters, we have tripled our number of belts that we are
Oh,
giving
wow.
away this year
Wow.
compared to last
Wow.
year. So that
Wow.
says something. I mean,
That's amazing. That's
yeah,
amazing. And
it
I
really.
want to give a shout out to Anthony Bowie too, because Steve told me one of the toughest parts. Steve used to always tell me of it was after the bouts are pretty much matched themselves, then try to match people, right? And we had Anthony Bowie doing that for us, and he's done a fantastic job. I think that we have actually matched about. I think he said that we only have like 7 or 8 fighters, right? That have not found a match yet. That's incredible, because
It
there's
is
normally out
incredible.
there a few hundred fighters, and so that's incredible. But Tony, listen, I'm looking forward to the tournament, obviously continuing to work with IKF. Again, I think you're doing a fantastic job, and all greater things to come as we talk about, relaunching, other parts of the organization that are going to be announced really soon.
That's
And
very
I think people
exciting.
are going to be
Can't wait for
surprised
those
about that.
announcements. Yeah.
Yeah, some great announcements that's coming out there. Might be some couple of hints before, but certainly, some great announcement. Now we'll continue to go. Tony, thanks again for coming on the show today. Let me get to some of these other guests and all that. I appreciate you, and always Fort March.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you very
All right,
much.
thanks. Talk to you later, Tony.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, that's Miss Tony Fossum there. She's our IKF CEO. They're doing a great job getting ready for the IKF World Classic here in a few weeks in Las Vegas, Nevada, the fight capital of the world. It's going to be a great event. Hope you guys will come out and support it. Or, as they say, if you can't be on the scene, be on the screen at akplive.com. All right, guys, without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and keep it moving right along. We're going to bring up two of our guests here. First, we're going to bring up the trainer. This is he's going to have to get Mr. Austin Lewis. He is the trainer there for Mr. Anthony. Excuse me right this minute. Stop the press. Please tell me. Yes, Sebastian is in the lobby. Thank you, Sebastian. Hey, please tell me how to say his last name. Let's just start there.
It is a Austrian last name, Schleicher. Schleicher, if you want to do it. Whenever we go to Europe, it's easy for them. They always know exactly how to nail it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like my Austrian friend. Schleicher.
Got it. Tell me a little bit about Anthony and what kind of a person he is and what kind of fighter he is.
As a person, he's one of the most stand-up dudes you'll meet. He'll take his shirt off his back for you if you need it. He's artist, creative. We're always willing to work with people, like definition of a martial artist, and respectful. As a fighter, he's a very different person. He's creative in a different way. He's very mean. He does not give you respect. You have to earn it from him. Again, nothing is for free with him. Again, if he could take it all the way, if there was no ref in there, he fights in the way that if there was no ref in there, he would make sure he's the one that walks out. So he's a very different person inside of the ring. But yeah, again, he's that perfect contrast to me of a martial artist and good person and fighter and warrior and dog,
Well, that, and I don't know where Anthony went. I don't see him in the lobby anymore, so I'm not really sure exactly where he disappeared to. So we have to see, can we find him? But I do know that he has a tough challenge. Have you looked at Sebastian in his just who he is as a person and everything? What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, we always do good research when we can on our opponents. He's very intense person. He has a lot of self-belief in himself and what he's doing for, again, a higher power and everything. And we really do appreciate a game opponent that, again, has that self-belief and that ability to know that it's going to be a fight. The only reason we took this fight in particular was because we just want the best, toughest competition possible. We don't we have nothing bad to say about any organization. Like there's so much political stuff with all these kickboxing and Muay Thai organizations. We just look for the best competition. That's why we have, again, such a wide resume, such a wide, diverse reach across different organizations and communities, because it's just, again, we're here to compete. So again, we appreciate that. Again, we know he's going to work hard, come game, and be ready to go.
Well, he's been in and out. He kept coming in, kept coming off, coming in and out. But I wanted to go ahead and make sure when he was in that I go ahead and pull him up to the screen. There's the man right there, Mr. Anthony. Say your last name, Anthony.
Schleicher.
You think I was going to try that? No way.
I thought you had it. I thought you had it.
It's like, give me the origin of that last name, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, it's my dad. My dad is of Austrian. My dad's dad is of Austrian descent. So, yeah, that's where it comes from.
Anthony, tell me, he said that you were a good guy. He said that you were a stand-up guy. Tell me about what do you do when you're not fighting?
I mean, yeah, I'm an artist as well. So I do a lot of just like fine art projects, mural projects, community-facing stuff. And then I also work in like education, restorative justice. So I work with like communities, both with adults and kids, but mostly with kids, just kind of like teaching them, like conflict resolution, conflict management.
I want to ask you a question about that. Anthony. You said you work with kids and you teach them things. What do they teach you?
Patience. They teach me patience.
I bet, right?
Yeah, you gotta have it.
How does patience apply in the fight world?
I mean, yeah, like you can't really fight with your emotions. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's probably not the best idea. So yeah, having the patience. Also, like the fight game, as you really get into it, is more of a marathon. And sometimes people have short-sighted visions with their journey in martial arts, but when you really accept and totally dive in and you're like, this is my life and this is what I'm doing, then you're in it for the long haul, and you're not going to be chasing instant gratification and stuff like that. And that takes patience too, and takes a lot of other things too. But I think that takes a lot of patience to understand, like, okay, these goals that I have for myself, they're going to take time. And, these check marks, these checkpoints that I am striving to achieve, they're going to take time and they're going to take effort. And it's not even just like waiting. It's like working hard every day, but it's still going to take time. Like even when you
alluded to longevity and everything. You and Austin, I think, have been working together for some time, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Austin, what has that relationship been like between you two? I mean, do you even like this guy or what? Is it just...
Yeah, I mean, we've had to share bedrooms together. So, I mean, at that point...
Wait, hold on. It's not that kind of show, Austin. Just not that kind
sometimes
of
you guys...
I think Johnny Davis Live, real talk with real solutions, but, we want to keep it clean.
I will tell you this one little anecdote from Anthony's last fight at the IFMA World Championships in Greece. Okay. We had to share, and we specifically we had to share a double room. Otherwise, it would have been just too expensive. So we were roommates, and it came with 2 twin beds. And when we first got in the room, it was pushed together into one bed. And we're like, okay, like, no worries. We'll push them away. Every time the room service would come in and they'd make the beds and we'd come back in, they would push it back together into one bed. We're like, no. Respect. I mean, I get it. It looks nice, but
I love you, brother. But hang on.
To answer your question again, he's a good dude. Again, we've gotten to know each other through just traveling, going through to these tournaments, like building the team together that we've built. Just very, cool dude, great friend, great fighter, great student. Awesome. Like, pleasure to have him.
Anthony, tell me this. You guys have won, quite a few titles. You've fought in a lot of tournaments. I would like to think that this IKF certified world title opportunity is bigger, perhaps, than what you've done, at least in this country. How important is this fight for you, your trainer, and your family?
It's a big deal. I mean, I feel like every fight, the next fight is always the biggest fight of your life. It's like the only fight, you know. So yeah, it's a big one to be able to have a world title. That's a big one too. To be fighting in Vegas, to be fighting for the 25th annual. I forget how you guys worded it, but all of that is really dope. I love the word. I love the number 25 also. So it's just like dope. It's like it's a very big
Why do
one
you
for
like the
me.
number 25? What's up with
I was
25?
born on the 25th, and when I played sports in high
Oh,
school, I would always be trying to rep 25. So
did
it's
I
just
wait, hold on. Did I just hear him say that because it's the 25th anniversary that he was gonna knock out Sebastian? Is that what I heard, or was that just imagination?
hey, you know, we're gonna
Well,
do our
but
best. We're gonna
seriously,
fight
though,
as good as we can.
as we wind down just a little bit, though, I want to ask though, you probably saw in his last fight that he landed a beautiful head kick knockout. In the latter rounds. Most of the rounds that you fought probably been 3 and 5. This is a 7 round fight, full Muay
Yeah,
Thai. This is hey, you can call it what you want. It's a Johnny Davis IKF thing that we do. I believe in more rounds as a former world champion fighter that used to fight 12-round fights, right? So I believe in more rounds. I think it's just more to it, more valuable, and it really takes you into a championship mentality. That's just me. I'm going to eventually convince the rest of the world, all right, that that I think the more rounds are really needed to really have our sport, rise up to the level of some of these other sports. That's just my belief. What are your thoughts, and how have your training perhaps been different? Thought process psychologically for preparing for a 7 round fight as opposed to a 5.
long fights suit my natural fighting style. Um, I've had the pleasure of having a couple of 5 round fights, but they never went the distance. And so, you
Excuse
know,
me, I'm sorry. He
that's
says that
fun.
so modestly. The longer it goes, it doesn't matter. Man. It could be a 50-round fight. I'm gonna knock him out in a few rounds anyway.
I mean, that's the goal. I always fight for the finish. I'm not like a point fighter type guy. I've had
Okay.
to, when as going through the tournament style, that was honestly kind of one of the reasons why I did the tournaments was to learn how to start faster, to learn how to have that sprinter mindset in the fight. But for me, it is really like a mentality of, you know, fighting to the finish. So the longer the fight goes, it just kind of like lends itself to that. Also, yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm excited for it.
Good, good, good. Well, make sure you help me market this thing. With that. Speaking of marketing, as we close out here, Austin as well as Anthony, can you invite your family members and friends to either come and or check it out on pay-per-view? Here's your chance. There you go, Austin.
Just unmuted myself. Sorry. Yeah, we actually do have a good, solid crew from Chicago that are flying out. Like this is a easy trip for them to want to. They're always willing to support and come out. We have a lot of support through our chapter of Merging Vets and Players MVP, which is a nationwide charity that works with combat veterans, and they have them work with different pro athletes and fitness organizations. We're the Chicago chapter of it at POW Gym. And
Nice.
the Las Vegas chapter is actually hosting us to shake out, do some finish cutting weight, do our warm-ups, and they're actually going to plan on coming out and supporting us as well. So we honestly plan on, I know California is a lot closer for Sebastian to get support, but we plan on having the home field advantage for this.
Nice. Well, we certainly do appreciate it. Your final thoughts on that, Anthony.
Yeah, we got some friends coming from Cali as well, local friends from Vegas, like you said, and a lot of the people who have been tuning in to my fights and stuff and all of our fights at POW. They'll be watching whether, like you said, either on the screen or on the screen. So we're looking forward to it.
When you work hard for something, right? I remember when I was training, when I was 12 years old, I had this goal at 12 that I wanted to be a world champion. I did everything. I fought, I bled, I did my diet thing. I worked hard in the gym, and I really wanted to be a world champion. Sometimes I wanted it so bad. When I was finished training, I would sit down and I would just cry. That's how much it meant to me. And to actually get there was just an amazing feeling. What would this mean to you, Anthony, if at the end of the day we'll say, and the new? What would that mean to you?
It would mean I'm doing the right things, and I can keep pushing. It's a balance for me of not putting everything on one moment, but at the same time, like, it's extremely significant. So I consider it a major checkpoint as we continue to move forward, because forward is the goal, and it will just be one of those moments. I don't know even the word for it. Maybe just like a sense of I guess a validation of the process that we're.
It is a validation of the process, and in fact, that it will, if you can achieve that, even if you fall short, just getting there is also a validation. But if indeed, right, you do win, I promise you, and this is why people have a hard time with me sometimes, because I'm very confident, right? And I know that there's nothing I can't achieve. I know it because now I did what I set a little goal, a little boy in the hood, saying, I want to be a world champion. And at the best that what we had, I went there twice. So it is a feeling there that will stay with you. Even what you've already accomplished should make you a great human being, right? But getting that next level, there is something else. And it might be difficult for other people to understand. I do. And I wish you all the best. And may the best man win. And I want to thank you guys, both you and Austin, for coming on the show today. And we're going to see you in a couple of weeks. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks so much. Fort March. All right. Great job. All right, guys.
Thanks,
you saw it for yourself, right? That's Austin Lewis and Mr. Anthony. Do I want to try it? Sliker. Right? I went for it. Right? It's got to be contending for a world title here in a couple of weeks in Las Vegas, Nevada, guys. We will see you. Take care. All right, guys. See you later, Austin. All right. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Okay. We are going to keep the action moving right along because we have another contender in the lobby there. And I tell you what, I mean, another world title fight. This young man is fighting, I mean, someone coming like all the way from Mongolia, right? I mean, so this is going to be crazy. And we were really fortunate to be able to put this fight together. So we have both of these guys here now. His trainer, which is, his name is, I think, is it Coach David, right? David, is it Fruta? How do you say that? Oh, hold on. You're on mute there for some reason. Let me see. Can I unmute you? I think I did it. You can hear me now, right?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing fine. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Doing good. You've been listening to all of this noise and everything that I have been making up here. Listen, you got a big deal coming up here in a few weeks. What I heard about you, young man, is that you've been taking people out right and left. That you are the guy to beat, undefeated. Now, what does that mean? That means you don't know what it means to lose. Is that somehow perhaps a dangerous thing that can maybe give you too much confidence?
No, not at all. Actually, I try not to think about the record. Usually when I go there to fight, I want to perform my best and give it my all, leave everything in the ring. So
Right.
Win or lose, the only way they're going to be able to stop me is if I get knocked out. Other than that, I'm going to keep pushing until the final bell.
You're 13-0. 13-0, which is awesome, right? you are fighting someone coming from the country of Mongolia, which is one of the foundations for martial arts, right? I mean, those guys are like monks over there, right? This guy's coming, 17-4 record, okay? And to try to say his last name, I'm just going to mess it up, but Abachagal is the closest I can get. From such a strongly rooted martial arts culture over there, does that kind of concern you when most of your fights have been in California?
No, it's exciting. It's something different. First time facing a opponent, international opponent. So good things to look forward to.
Right. So with your family, tell me about your family and everything. Are they excited about you having this opportunity?
They are, yes. They've been supporting me since day one. Kind of been in martial arts all my life. So this is a major opportunity, which I'm extremely grateful for. So thank you, Tony, for this opportunity, and thank you, Johnny, for having me on this show.
Absolutely. Is Coach Davis still there, or did he leave?
He had to step out for a second, but he might be back in a bit.
Oh, what's up? What's up with that? Can you turn your camera? Just move your camera just a little bit more to the center. There you go. That's perfect. That's perfect and everything. Tell me a little bit about having such an opportunity like this, number one, and what it would mean to you as what we talked about a little earlier, validation for all of the hard work that you put in.
Yeah, so I got the call like 2 months ago about this, that they wanted to give me this opportunity. I was like extremely excited for it. I was at work when I got the call. And this title, it means a lot. IKF is a huge, official organization. It's a very well-known accolade throughout the world. A lot of greats have gotten the IKF title before. So it's definitely something that I'm thriving to come back home with.
I mentioned to the other guys about 7 rounds. So I'm a big pusher of the rounds. You've not gone 7 rounds before, right?
No.
No, you have not. And you can say thank you, Johnny. But the question is, how have you prepared yourself differently, if differently, for more rounds in a fight like this? And what do you think maybe some of the advantages and disadvantages might be?
To prepare, I've just been doing more road running, more miles, and training more extensive hours. I've been training like 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon when I don't have work, trying to get 2 sessions in. And I think 7 rounds is beneficial. It gives you more time to kind of figure out your opponent and take your time with it. And then as the rounds progress, you could, play your game.
Like, what is life like for you? You said you have a job outside of fighting and training. What is life like for you?
Well, I recently stopped working there, but I was working as a project manager. But now I decided to go full-time athlete, and I also do coaching besides.
Oh, nice.
Besides.
I always say Johnny Davis Live, real talk with real solutions. What would you tell young people about the importance of living a clean life?
Living a clean life, gives you the right headspace. It keeps you focused. For example, Muay Thai helped me in my life. It helps me maintain a steady course. I feel like if it wasn't for Muay Thai, I would probably be doing something crazy, be a little bit more reckless. So it definitely, the way I conduct myself now is different, especially after winning a few titles myself. I could walk with confidence. I could, after I won my first title in a tournament, when I went back to work, I felt more confident, speaking with customers and everything. So it definitely does.
Yeah, your head came up a little bit. The voice got a little bit deeper. Her chest came a little bit more out.
Yeah, so martial arts definitely can transfer over to a regular daily life.
Right. Well, I think that you are definitely the kind of champion that we like to promote, the kind of person that we like to promote as an IKF champion, if indeed that comes out that way. What we're doing is we're bringing in some diverse judges so that we can give it. We don't care. I don't care who wins. Just so you know where we are with this. I don't care, right? Tony doesn't care, right? You got to win, right? The guy from Mongolia, Mr. Bachagol, has as much chance as winning as you. We don't do favoritism, and that's why we want some diverse judging in there and stuff like that. So win is a win. Lose, if you lose, you lose, or you learn, or whatever the case might be. So prepare yourself for war, for battle, because I think the young man is going to come and try to bring it to you, because we're only looking for the best. And then if indeed, whether it's him or whether it's you, we're looking for future title defenses of that on some of our future shows and things like that. So the idea of this is to try to get people to that next level so that by the time they turn pro, right, they can be recognized. They can be a recognizable champion. That's what we don't have now. Everybody's got belts. Everybody's got a belt. Every mama, brother, sister, everybody has a belt. Right? We need a recognizable champion so that people will know exactly who you are. When you walk into a mall, they, hey, Gianni, it's gonna, and that is what we want. And we got to build that. And hopefully through platforms like this and our other marketing vehicles through the pay-per-view, that be sure to invite your people who can't make it, akplive.com, all right, to check you out fighting as well. And I think it's just going to be something fantastic for you as well as the team. So please invite them to come out. Let me give you final words on your feelings and emotions about this fight, and then we will go from there.
Sounds good. Yeah, so once again, thank you, Tony, for this opportunity. I'm extremely grateful for it. I'll make sure to give it my all and give the people a show that show up to the event. Thank you, Johnny, for having me here. I want to give a shout out to my family, to my friends, to my teammates that have been helping me prepare for this fight. Thank you to Coach David. He's always pushing my limits. He believes in me a lot, so definitely takes me to the next level.
Really quick before I let you go on that about with your trainer, you have a dad, right, who's in your life.
Yes.
How do you balance that? Because a trainer is also like a dad, right? So how have you been able to balance that? And I had to ask because I have like a father figure, in my life who's like my trainer, my manager, and all that too. How were you able to balance the two?
I would say Coach David is more like a big brother, if anything. Okay. Yeah, like an older brother. Yeah, we besides Muay Thai, we always chop it up about different things in life. Yeah, so it's real cool.
Is that him? Did he come? Is that
he's
him?
Back. He's back.
Oh, well, turn the camera a little bit. Turn the camera a little bit, guys.
How's it going, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, man. How are you?
Great, man. Thanks for the opportunity. We're really excited for this fight.
Absolutely. Well, I had a chance to chat with I'm calling him Gianni because I gotta get his first name.
We'll go with D'Lo. We all call him D'Lo.
You call him Dino?
D'Lo.
Oh, D'Lo. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
is he a rapper now? I mean, what's up? What is that? Hey, he's gonna go in the ring. Maybe that's a new entrance. He's gonna come in there. My name is D'Lo. I got Mo. I'm the man to beat. Anyway, all right, whatever. Tell me a little bit about D'Angelo. Tell me about him as a fighter and a trainer. Excuse me, a fighter and a person.
As a fighter, he's one of the hardest working guys in the gym. He's disciplined and comes in here, always has a great attitude, willing to help out his teammates. He also teaches here at the gym, and he's making a great transition into becoming a trainer as well. As a person, he's just a solid person. Good son. He's always there for his people. He's just a good person, kind person. Is always willing to do things for other people, which is, I think, what makes him also a good fighter. He has a big heart. So I think being a good person outside of the ring kind of translates into being a good person inside.
As a trainer, it's always a trainer's dream to find that special fighter. You put your heart and your soul into these guys, and sometimes they just quit. What does it mean to you that you've had someone that's kind of stuck with the trade and all of the stuff that you've given him, and now to see it on display at this level? What does that mean to you personally?
And I've given him a lot. I give him a lot for that same reason, for what you just said. You dedicate your time with fighters, with students, and then they just decide, you know what, this is not for me, and they find something else and they just stop.
Right.
So I think I had to really put him through a lot to see how serious he was about training. I guess he had to really prove himself or earn the spot that he has now, and he all the challenges that I've put in front of him, he's always rose to the occasion, and because of that, he's had the success that he has.
Right. Well, that is awesome. Well, do me a favor, and you, from your perspective, invite people to come out to the show and why that is important to you guys, because you're going to be in there with somebody who's trying to literally take his head off. Right. So do me a favor and let people know why it's important for them to support, whether it's on pay-per-view or whether it's coming to the fight.
I mean, if you're a fan of Muay Thai or combat sports, you have to watch this show. On top of that, we have one of our very own going out there fighting for a world title against his first international opponent, and we're just excited. You always show the love when you come out here and watch our fights. If you can't make it to Las Vegas on the 27th, watch it on pay-per-view. We are going to put on the show. This guy's been training his ass off, and we're prepared. We did all the work.
Right. Well, we're excited to have. We're certainly excited to have you guys. I think that is going to be a nice showcase, along with the other 120 fights that we have going on there. Certainly on Saturday night, July 27th, at the Westgate. It's going to be a battle for it all, guys. USA versus Mongolia. We're going to see what happens. We wish all of you guys the best. We made the best man win in this case. Give it 110 is all I can say, and we're looking forward to seeing whoever's going to be the champion afterwards. Okay, guys? Thanks so much for being on another edition of Johnny Davis Live, and we'll talk to you guys and see you in a couple of weeks, all right?
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Take care. All right, bye-bye. All right, guys, you just saw it right there, Mr. D'Angelo Gianni and his trainer there, Mr. David Hurta. Get that name right. And they are going to be getting their thing together, getting their act together for that huge fight, 7-round IKF World Title fight coming up here in a few weeks at the IKF World Classic. It should be a lot of fun. I was waiting on Mr. Sebastian to come on. He's been trying to come on, but he's not in the lobby. I don't know if his link is not working properly or whatever the case might be, but that's okay. We can say good things about him anyway. He is a solid world champion. He's defended his title at least once, in fact, with a head kick knockout. Very solid champion and all. And I tell you, anybody who fights this guy, they're certainly going to have their hands full and all. But, listen, it is what it is. We don't really care who wins. But I tell you, Mr. I think Brandon, I got to get his record right. He's like 20-0 or something like that. I mean, it's like crazy record. And he is like, now we talked about Mongolian monks. I mean, he's really like a monk. He really is. I mean, he really believes, has a strong faith and everything. And, he puts that very, very much on the front page. But he's a very solid fighter, very technical, very skilled. And I really think that it's going to be a great, great fight to showcase our sport. And we're really, truly looking forward to having that fight, do his thing and show the world why the sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing is indeed one of the greatest contact sports in the world. Looking forward to it, guys. All right, so he's not on. We're going to go ahead and move right along, kind of close out the show here, guys. It's been a really, really busy day and a busy time for us here. But I just want to thank you guys for certainly coming on today and watching all of the great stuff that we have going on. I want to remind you, too, that if you want to build your profiles and get more recognition, go to our IKFFightPlatform.com, build your profile. You can put your pictures, you can put your ranking, you can put so many things on there. And it makes you look great to all of the people who will be looking for fighters and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, we know that other organizations are using it to, find their fighters and stuff like that. Guess what? We don't care, right? It's making you look good. Your fighter stats are there. Any kind of suspensions and things like that are also there. The IKFFightPlatform.com. Go and premium up while you're there so you can add even more stuff, more videos, and all those type of things. Also, we are partners now with BoxRec, right, which is one of the world's most renowned status keeping organizations in the world and all. And so we just formed a partnership with them as well. So, the IKFFightPlatform.com is certainly a way to get you more attention, and we would appreciate if you go and check that out. Don't forget, registration for the IKF East Coast Classic in October is coming up. Starts next weekend on July the 19th. You can register IKFFightPlatform.com. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you once again for watching yet another edition of the Johnny Davis Live. Always respect each other. Forward march. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.